The death of the bookstore. Are we losing our souls? Bookstores are dying, replaced by Amazon warehouses, digital convenience, and algorithmic recommendations. But every time a bookstore closes, it feels like we're losing more than a business. We're losing part of our cultural soul. Today, I'm walking to the Strand, one of New York's legendary hangouts. But for how long? I'm back in the East Village, making a trip over to the Strand. That place has been here forever. Physical bookstores aren't just stores, they're sanctuaries. Sanctuaries for curiosity. They're places where random discoveries happen, conversations spark, and ideas bloom unexpectedly. Online, an algorithm tells us what to read next, limiting our experience, shrinking our world. But stepping into a bookstore means stepping into the unknown. Welcome to the East Village. Isn't it exciting? Probably not as much for you as it is for me, because when I come here, I'm visiting my memories of what it used to be.
Nah, y'all are fun.
I mean, it's still very much alive in the same sense, in the spirit of what it was. But it's no longer the East Village of 1995, 1990, 1985, 1975. It's changed a lot. And not for the better. Across the street, we have Think Coffee, and it's pretty good. They've been here a long time. I'm going to say 20 years. Here's the Alabaster Bookshop. Not the Strand, but also a pretty cool bookshop, and they've also been here for a long time. You know, bookstores cultivate patience, attention, and in-depth qualities rapidly disappearing in our quick swipe digital world. We're training ourselves out of the ability to engage deeply, thoughtfully, and patiently. Without places like the Strand, where will that lead us? It's coming up. This is the start of it. I believe it's the largest bookstore in the world.
What time is it?
I forget how many miles of books there are. I'm sure it'll say it somewhere. They proudly advertise that. And they buy used books too, as you can see. The Strand, we buy books. So if you have books for sale, this is the place to bring them. It goes on for all the way to the corner, but it's not just this. It's the miles and miles and rows of books on the inside. Special $3 to $7. You really, when you come to a place like this, you really have to spend time and dig, look for treasures. There's a lot of good books here, and I've heard stories of people scoring rare first editions. Although I'm going to guess that's harder and harder to do these days, because the book business, you know, the book collector business is still a thriving business. Just go on eBay and look at first edition books. Certain books are selling for thousands of dollars, tens of thousands. Could you find one of those here? Yeah, you could. But everybody's hunting for that same needle in that same haystack. So it might not be as easy as one would think. You know, bookstores cultivate patience, attention, and depth qualities rapidly disappearing in our quick swipe digital world. We're training ourselves out of the ability to engage deeply, thoughtfully, and patiently. Without places like the Strand, where will that lead us? When I was younger, bookstores were my refuge. I used to love to come to bookstores. They represented possibility, the idea that the right book could change everything in your life. And that's still true today, and I still feel that way today. However, the cell phone has really, really destroyed humanity in so many ways. Losing bookstores isn't just about nostalgia. It's a metaphor for losing the willingness to explore, to wander, to think deeply. Where do we go from here? I feel it only gets worse. Worst? Worse. The Strand, with its 18 miles of books, symbolizes resistance to the shallow, superficial culture we're becoming accustomed to. But even it faces an uncertain future. If we lose bookstores, we lose more than paper and ink. We lose spaces where authenticity and depth matter. By the way, I love these little bookcases out here. They're so cool. I wouldn't mind having one of these in my living room. 1 or 10, should I say? One would be lost on its own. I don't know if they're going to let me film in here. Should I try? There's more on this side. Brooklyn Roasting Company, cold coffees, espresso drinks at the Strand. And then they have here the Rare Book Room, open 7 days a week. My guess is those are the valuable books, the first editions, the books that sell for big money. Even bookstores has become big business.
Okay, with Ali in the bookstore? Crates put away.
So we're on the eve of the 4th of July. So there's more people out and about than normal. Sorry. Hi. I don't know if that's copyrighted music. Sounds like classical music. It could be, though. Oh, I remember him. He died suddenly. Pretty shocking. There's 3 floors, I believe. I believe there's there's definitely a downstairs, and there's definitely an upstairs. Look at this. Fidel Castro. Oh, it's a whole bookshelf of Fidel. I wouldn't know. I mean, this is really sensory overload. You know, it's easy to browse the dollar books outside. But once you come in here, there's so much. Russia. This is the Americana section. Why is nobody in the Americana section? I don't know. George Washington. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it is. They had to shift it.
Oh.
All that.
Here's one of these really cool Strand tote bags. Those are cool, aren't they? Excuse me? Thanks.
Let's pay with the card. I can now get out of here. You guys in line?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Whatever, taking the tote bag?
That was really cool. You know, I had some ideas of what I wanted, but I could easily spend all day here. I really wanted to go to the poetry section, but you really got to come here when you have like hours to kill. We don't kill time, remember, time kills us. That being said, you really got to come here when you have a few hours. Or you know exactly what you want and you're going right to get it. That's the only way to do it. But the good news is they didn't say anything to me about filming in there, which was good. 18 miles of books. That's a lot of books.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're in New York, come to 12th Street. Support the Strand. I believe they also sell online, I think.
Are you selling books by any chance? With you just a moment. Just wanted to make sure.
It's a cool place to be. So the question really is, are bookstores dying because we're losing interest in books or because we're losing interest in thinking deeply at all? Maybe the death of bookstores reflects the collapse of something far bigger, our collective soul. But there is hope. We choose every day whether to engage deeply or skim the surface. Support your local bookstore. Resist the algorithm. Embrace uncertainty. Keep your soul alive. Still creating, still reading, still resisting. If you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe. You want to buy me a coffee, there's a link to buy me a coffee. Until next time, peace, and go read a book.